Hello and welcome to OMAT. We're going to do all of these exercises in just a moment. One of the exercises, as we know, is yoga. I've been practicing yoga daily every morning for years now. And here's the thing, it's part of my routine now. So I go from one thing to another, and then yoga comes, and then the next thing comes. So mostly I don't have to have feelings about it because it's in the system. But every once in a while, those feelings sneak in, and I have a feeling of I don't feel like it. For the most part, because it's in the routine, it's like I don't feel like it. Passing thought, I continue doing it anyway. Every once in a while, again, that feeling is a little bit louder and wins. And I skip it that morning. It's pretty rare at this point, but it does happen. Number one, must forgive myself as quickly as possible so that I don't focus on the failure. I focus on doing it for sure the next day. Why? Because if I repeat skipping it, I am now becoming a person who skips yoga. If I keep doing it, then I to be a person who does yoga. We are what we repeat. Let's do the things that if I repeat today, that is the person that I want to be. Let's get into it. What do you want to repeat? First of all, practicing being present. Maybe that means I'm quiet for just a second. Giving that pause long enough to notice what's happening. And that's the thing. Sometimes I'm talking really fast. I'm moving my hands. I'm moving around. And that pause creates such a different shift that I'm able to come to consciousness. So when it's quiet and there's a loud thing outside, all of a sudden you're aware. So becoming aware, changing your physical being, changing your thought process to anything. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to change our thought process right now to look for gratitude. And we have that muscle. Let's keep working on it. We're looking for gratitude so that we can easier find it later. Let's wrap for now. Find the water. Why do I practice gratitude? I want to be the person who can see more than just the negative in this world. I will co-sign negativity. There's negative stuff out there. Absolutely. You're right. You're right. You're right. I also want to be right that there are things to be grateful for. So I practice. I also want to be right that I'm able to pause. I want to be a person who can pause their thoughts, who has control over their mind, who can sit still for a minute. Let's practice. Sit in any comfortable position, eyes opened or closed. Breathe. As we come back, let's find our water. And sometimes Even this 1 minute of meditation really lets me have a pause that changes my next step. Sometimes though, it just reminds me to roll my shoulders back and down. For some reason, it reminds me to sit up or stand up nice and long. Let's keep going. Let's write some stuff down. And so just like the meditation, I wouldn't expect it to remind me to roll my shoulders back and down. Maybe writing will surprise you. Maybe it will be boring. It does not matter what it's going to be. Let's look for any word and write it right now. Let's wrap the sentence or thought right now. Or let's pause the sentence or thought mid-sentence, mid-pause. Take some water. Take some credit. Take some moving on. What did you write? Does it matter? We're going to move away from it. We're already over here in yoga. Look on your screen. It says yoga. I guess that means it's yoga time. So whether we feel like it or not, this is what we're doing. Sometimes it takes that first pose and suddenly I do feel like it. And even if I don't, I go to the next pose. Let's try it out. Let's stretch. Inhale the arms up. Long in the arms. Looking up, reaching up. I just felt my back just get different and fold forward. And if you're just feeling regular, that's fine. Keep doing the things. We're not looking for a feeling here. And halfway lift, flat back. Let's go into our high plank. Plant your palms down, step your feet back, and lower all the way down to the ground. Push your palms, look up, chest up. Maybe bent in the elbows here. And let's meet in down dog, hips up into an upside down V. Maybe making small movements here before you walk forward towards your hands, hanging over your feet again. Maybe shaking your head no or yes in this position to loosen up your neck muscles and start rounding up. And meeting the palms above the head, exhaling them down to the center of the chest. And if I say exhale and you were inhaling, that's what was happening. It's fine. Let's have some water. If you didn't move through that, for some reason you froze, if you could lift your arms or move your legs or whatever you're allowed to move, stretch it out for this second and then meet us in the plank. We're getting ready for plank. And I've been doing a plank also for years every morning, and that does not mean I feel like it. It's interesting, I mostly don't feel like it, and that's why I trick myself. I pretend I'm doing a sun salutation, and I pause at the high plank. Let's get into it. Get in that ready pose, in that ready mindset, whatever that works for you, because we're going to be planking in 3, 2, 1. We're up in plank. This is plank time. What does that mean for you? Conjure up that plank energy. What does that look like? That's 10 seconds in. Making sure that you're breathing. It's a challenging pose. Breathing through it is going to help. And that's 20 seconds. Congratulations. Don't worry about how it's feeling unless you're hurting yourself. That's a sign that you need to stop. But if you can keep going for 30 more seconds, let's take on that challenge. 1 second at a time. Every word that I say, 1 second passes. 20 seconds left. How do you want to finish this plank? What do you want to be tomorrow? A strong person for 10 seconds. Can you feel good about your decision to stay up here? For 3, 2, 1, you're done. And you're a planker. Spent any time up there, You can call yourself that. And if you repeat it, extra credit. Let's get down off our plank, maybe stretch our way back. Give ourselves some water in terms of credit, washing down the I did that, and continuing to move into our procrastination. It is really difficult to start something. Now, if I tell you I'm timing it for 1 minute, that might cause anxiety. So in this minute, we're going to take time to lower our anxiety enough that we can do the tiniest task. Let's see what happens when we look for a tiny task right now. Let's wrap the task for now. Find the water. And did you get it all done in that 1 minute? No? Great. Let's move on. Let's connect. Now, if you are having trouble in that 1 minute and that's what you discovered, maybe this is the minute where you look for someone to help you with that task. That doesn't mean they do it for you. It doesn't mean that they can actually help with the task. It might mean that you need some hand-holding in one way or another. Nothing wrong with that. Let's look to connect with that thought or with that friend and see what happens. Let's wrap for now. Finding water. And maybe today is a little rough. Couldn't figure out what to do during procrastination. Couldn't decide who to talk to about it or how to talk about it. That is all fine. You now know that information. And look, you're still breathing. You're still okay. We don't have to figure everything out today, or at least right this minute. Let's keep going. Right now, we're doing aerobics, so we don't have to worry about what just happened. And this is the practice of not worrying about what just happened or what's going to happen. This is the practice of doing the next thing. Let's do it. Find an exercise and go in 3, 2, 1. Move your body. Move your body. How does your body allow you to move? Let's be grateful for those parts by exercising them. That's 10 seconds. Making sure that we're breathing. Breathing is fantastic. Check on your breath. And that's 20 seconds. Now, breathing might be getting a little shorter. It might be getting a little more difficult, but we're going to make sure that we are breathing for 30 more seconds. Now, having difficulty breathing is a sign to stop, is a sign that you're hurting yourself. But if you're not hurting yourself, let's keep going for 20 more seconds. If this is challenging, let's take on that challenge. Where do you find that energy to take that on from? Let's practice finding that energy for 10 more seconds. We're at the countdown. Let's finish as strong as our body and mind will allow, just for now, just for today, for 3, 2, 1, and you're done. Those are the exercises. Maybe you did 4. That's great. Maybe you tried 5. Fantastic. Thank you for taking OMAT today.